Okay, guys. I know it's been a long, long time. I apologize. I miss you terribly, actually. Um, I am uh, a person who enjoys her privacy, but I'm also a person who would secretly like to be very famous. So, so YouTube, you're my only hope. I have been too busy with real life to make videos lately. I've mostly been too busy with life to edit videos lately because if you have ever edited a video, you understand that that takes a long time and a lot of effort. However, back in the day, you might have seen on this channel something I called 12 months of handmade clothing, 12-month handmade clothing challenge. I loved doing that video set, actually, and I loved having a really good excuse to do some very fun projects. Now, I didn't do the 12-month challenge. I didn't finish it because, life happened and stuff. But I do enjoy, and this is something I learned about myself from that experience, I do enjoy planning projects way more than executing them. so yes, it has been a long time since I've ever even been able to do any projects. Though that should change. I'm a sheep farmer, for heaven's sakes. I have plenty of fluff to do stuff with. So we are going to embark upon an adventure. Hopefully we can get her done and not poop out in the middle like I have a tendency to do. I am going to do something I haven't done too much on this channel, but actually was pretty popular when I did do it, is we'll do some knitting, which will be fun. I am going to... Okay, so, and also these projects, must they be as involved and complicated as I make them? No. Am I settled and happy and ready to move forward until it's complicated and teaches me 20 new things? No. So, so anyway, here's what's happening. I bought a pattern some time ago called the Vanilla Sweater. It's beautiful. Is it the kind of complicated I normally do? Absolutely not. It's not. It's a very simple sweater. There is something about the proportions and something about the simplicity of the treatments and details, and I mean, it's just a very simple looking sweater. Now, is it really? I don't know. I haven't knitted it yet, so maybe it's more complicated in its construction than I'm aware of. But I do tend to like patterns that are elegant, that have a feeling of elegance about them. This one seems a little rustic, but I still get that feeling of glamour, of elegance, of beautiful line, of, I don't know, there's just something about it that's very cool. So I'll show you pictures of it in a minute. I bought this pattern a while back, thinking, oh, I can't afford all the yarn for the kit. And I always get stumped by this fact that I literally have so much fluff. You would not even believe how much fluff is hanging around in my shop right now. So I keep thinking, should I buy $100 worth of yarn when I have hundreds of pounds of fluff in my garage? I probably should do something with the fluff. So I've been reminded of the vanilla sweater lately because it keeps coming up in my feed, and now it will come up a whole bunch more because I'm talking about it, as it happens in our modern day, and computers overhearing you say things. So this morning I again was looking at it and looking at the yarn that's recommended or in the kit for that particular pattern, thinking, number one, when I try to reconstruct something, that I kind of need a piece of the yarn in order to try to match it when I'm spinning. So I don't want to buy a whole skein just for a little sample piece to match my spinning to. So then I was watching a person who stocks that yarn do a little video, and they had 100 colors, and all the colors are fantabulous. They are amazing. They're all cool. I am in Dressing Your Truth system. I am a type 2. All my colors have a little tiny bit of gray in them. All these colors are based on a gray fleece in the first place, so they're over-dyed onto a gray fleece, which means they all have a gray undertone. So any of those colors would work for me. I love them all. Even the orangier ones are great. I'm not a real big fan of orange, but even the orangey ones are terrific and would work for me. So anyhow, I just was looking at those and going, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Trying to decide what to do. I decided, hey, what if I make more than one? What if I make a couple or 3 or 4 different ones? What if I order the yarn for the first one and get a good handle on what the feel of the yarn is and how it drapes and how it knits up, and it's got this beautiful drapiness about it. There's something about the gauge and the heaviness of the yarn that work together to make it kind of flowy. But that's going to be really hard to reproduce if I don't have a sample of the yarn. So, plan A, go buy some yarn, knit it up, then spin some yarn to knit it again. And that actually makes me kind of happy, because the first time you work through a pattern, oftentimes it's a huge headache. You've worked through the difficult parts of the pattern. You finally get it, and then you're done. And then what? Then you've done all this work, and it's done once, and then what? You don't do it again. I don't do it again. I like to move on to other things. However, this sweater is so good that I think I would want several of them. It is so weird that I like this sweater. I am a cardigan girl. I like it to be able to be open. I'm in menopause. I have hot flashes. I like to just throw the sweater open, close it up based on, how I happen to be feeling that minute. However, this is a all one piece sweater, but I love it so much. So I think I'm just going to go for it. So at this point, what we need is to choose a color. And unfortunately, there are over 100 colors of this yarn. So maybe you guys can help me choose that. Put down in the comments which of the yarn. I'm going to try to remember the name of it. It is called Rauma Finullgarn. Rauma, R-A-U-M-A, Finullgarn yarn. It is a light sport weight / heavy fingering weight kind of yarn. Go look at the colors. There's 100 of them. I will put a link down below. And if you guys will help me choose a color to start with, to knit one sweater with, and then go to my yarn stash, try to recreate the yarn, we will do a whole series on how we do this. Because years ago, I attended a spin-off autumn retreat. And bless their hearts, they gave me a scholarship to go to this awesome retreat that was so expensive. There was no way I was going to be able to go unless they helped me, and they did. So I had proposed. I think I was the only sheep farmer that ever applied for this particular scholarship, because I had been talking about getting together with other people and creating a fiber festival in my area to promote fiber and the fiber producers in my area. I wanted it to be very sheep production focused, actually, which is very unusual for a fiber festival. It's usually knitting and crocheting and craft oriented, spinning oriented. This one was going to be more about the producers and how cool the producers are and what kinds of cool fibers they're producing. And we did this fiber festival, actually. It took a couple years to get it going. Then we did it for 4 or 5 years, and then the interest kind of fizzled out. We live in a very rural area. We didn't have enough people. All the vendors were lovely and came, and they couldn't sell enough to make it worth their while to come. They spent money on gas. They set up for 3 days and had this big fiber festival, and then they couldn't sell enough because we just didn't have enough people in the area. So that was wonderful and great and terrific, and we loved it, and it was awesome, and now it's no longer. So, so I did fulfill the contract with Spin-Off Autumn Retreat. But the classes I took at Spin-Off were so awesome. So I took a class from Stephanie Gaustad, who I think unfortunately has passed on since then. She was amazing, amazing teacher. And what we did was we basically took a piece of historic fabric and we tried to reproduce it. We spun the yarns, we analyzed the yarns, we spun the yarns, we folded the yarns, we wove a little sample piece, we finished the sample fabric. Fantastic class. It was so good. And so I'll teach you what I remember of that, which is probably not nearly what it would be if Stephanie was teaching you, but I can give you a little flavor of what that class was like. And we will knit the first one from the sample yarn, from the yarn that actually the sweater is produced for. And then we will try to reproduce that yarn in my own flock fleeces, which I think are going to match pretty well. I don't know. I haven't spun the new flock yet. So give me a good excuse to spin my own yarn. That will be awesome. That will be great. And it's winter, so the weather is turning nasty outside. Way good excuse to spend some time inside doing things and having some fun. So today's challenge, go down in the comments, go find Rauma Finullgarn yarn, choose a color, tell me which color you think I should do. So I'm also vain, so make sure that, you know, it's a color that I might enjoy. But like I say, most of those colors are awesome. All of them are great. I love the purple. There's like 10 different kinds of purple. I would love any of those 10 kinds of purple. So pretty much you're free reign to choose whatever color you like. I won't be too controlling about that, because all of them are great. All of them will work for me. So go down and choose one, and I will give you a link down below to a website where you can go look at the colors, and you tell me which color. Please make sure that you put the color number, because they do have, if you say the purple one, there's like 4 or 5 different purple ones. So give me the color number, and we will start a new project, and we'll post it on my YouTube channel, and that will be so fun. So I don't know what we'll call this. Maybe put down below too what you'd like to call this little challenge that you're giving me or that I'm giving myself. Something about the vanilla sweater. And then we'll give some credit to the folks who created that sweater and developed the yarns that go with it. And they're Norwegian yarns. They're fabulous and wonderful. And I will get some fun stash. Even though I have plenty of stash, I will, you know, buy some yarn, because that's what we do when we're crafters. We just like all the fluffy stuff, and it's the novel and new that tends to catch our eye. So tell me which one you want me to do, which color you want me to do, and I will knit the vanilla sweater, and we'll have some fun together. Okay? See you guys later.